All right, cool. Let's do our highlight reel and go through the fun stuff here. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. So hopefully you're at the right meeting. This is the SVOG Trader Talk meeting every Thursday at 10 a.m. We go over lots of tradable stuff and current events for the week. And yeah, let's kick off with our poll. So let us know what you think the S&P 500 will do by next week, so next Thursday. And then we'll compare and contrast with the American Association of Individual Investors and see how that looks. Okay, cool. All right, almost got everybody. Okay, so cool. Let me share the results. So we got 38% looking at a bullish week. We have about 25% with sideways and another 38% for bearish. So that's pretty evenly skewed. Very nice. All right. And let's compare with the buy and hold cohort here at the American Association of Individual Investors. Okay, so it looks like we are actually pacing this group perfectly almost. Yeah, 38% bullish, almost 38% bearish, and then the chunk in the middle. That's uncanny. We haven't had this close of a pace in a while. That's nice. All right. We'll see if that changes by the end of the session. All right. All right, we got a meeting coming up on Saturday with our speaker, Mr. Carl Jorgensen. And he's going to teach us various types of trading risk, and we'll concentrate on understanding what makes for an effective risk management strategy. Carl will show how significant risk management is in achieving consistent trading results. Analysis of various methods will help identify what is most effective and applicable to your trading style. Okay, cool. So that's cooking up. And so that's Saturday, 9 o'clock. And if you're still hurting from the United Airlines earnings, you can see Warren for a hardship clause because I understand hurt some folks. Okay. Good stuff. Lots of idiots of the week. I think I have like half a dozen. So yeah, we got a couple of them. So we'll look at them. We got a famous crypto trader that's going to be in jail. Trump's stock is ridiculous. We'll look at that. Some idiot tried to rob a bank with a translator app. That's pretty creative, I gotta say. Uh, this isn't like the Heat movie, but it's close. This is also pretty hilarious. This mofo tried to kill a priest, and it didn't work. It's pretty good. I gotta show you guys this. Then we gotta look at the latest shenanigans from the Wahhabi sect of Islam, and cloud seeding has gone very upside down in Dubai. These idiots. So yeah, we gotta look at these fools. What else? Oh, I think this is the same thing as the earlier one. So move this. Yeah, we'll look at some trading idiots, of course. Oh, sorry. Did someone else say something? Oh, oops. Okay. Um, and then oh, I wanted to resurrect our book of the month idea, or maybe not resurrect, but officially kick off. So, since there's a couple of newbies, I thought we should start with the basics. So, if you haven't read this, maybe this is your chance to read it. But we'll finish this. We'll review this at like end of June. So if you guys want to get this book, this is the Can Slim Classic by William O'Neill. So. Here's some other titles of books I jotted down that I would like to cover. Obviously, this is gonna blow past one book a month.
3.006 billion at the second reverse recast.
Okay, okay, I think that was flop. Okay, sorry, just muted you flop. But yeah, here's some other books. If you guys have any other ideas, let me know. Obviously, there's the Bibles of options, right? And then there's some topical stuff. This is the one from Tasty Trade. This is Mark Sebastian's book, which is fairly decent, a little overly complicated. I do want to look at Ichimoku still quite a bit. Here's the O'Neill book that I just mentioned. There's some finance stuff that's good, but a little out of date. There's some classics too on the fictional side that I think are must reads. Um, I think a lot.
Hey, Warren, I just got that Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. Started reading it last night. It's really good.
He's very good. Yeah, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
amazing that the writer was just a journalist. He
Very
was.
simple writing and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's a journalist writing a very detailed trading book, and that's kind of overlaps with Ichimoku, who was also a journalist who realized there was a pattern behind the data, and he had obviously some statistical knowledge just in his intuition. But yeah, there's some other books that I thought would be good. A lot of Kiyosaki stuff that is getting more applicable. Um, Despite my obvious love for trading, real estate is actually my bread and butter. If you guys didn't realize, like I was a property manager for a long time before trading. Um, I manage a lot of multi-units and whatnot. So that's where, like, I mean, if you gave me $10 million, I would know exactly what to do with it, which is good and bad. So I still need to get that first 10 million. But yeah, we'll go shopping at some point. But meanwhile, gold is creeping along nicely. 23.85 on gold, 28.34 on silver. So we are quickly approaching uh, well, not quickly, but we are approaching the exit plan for metals, hopefully. Okay, cool. So there's the idiots. Here's the anti-idiocy rules, and then here's pro-idiocy rules. So you get both flavors here. Um, let's dig into our. Oh, we'll go over. We'll just finish the highlight reel first. So yeah, we'll go over our index overview. We'll look at the fear and greed index, which has finally been moving. I found a good meme on Wall Street Bets. This is a shout out to the older Star Wars stuff, but yes, this is a number that I've not seen in a long, long time. So yeah, we'll take a look at that in a bit. We'll look at the Stock Shares Almanac, of course. We'll do a nice reading for the next 3 months. So we'll look at April, May, and June, especially since Wani posted the potential bottom might be in June based on the political calendar from the Oval Office. So I thought we should look at June in advance. But yeah, we'll look at sector rotation data. Pardon me, this is slightly stale stuff from last week, but we'll look at both the subsectors of the S&P 500, and we'll look at our favorite individual tickers here in just a bit. We'll look at earnings for today, lots of fun stuff. And we'll look at fun retail stuff as well with the retail fish, and getting to our news cycle. Lots of fun economic stuff. We'll look at, of course, FOMC stuff. And yeah, we've crossed the into recessional territory a long time ago, but we've never waved the recessional flag by any means. But yeah, we'll take a look at that again. And then if you haven't looked at the S&P channel in a while, we have diverged a little bit. So we'll take a look at that. And then we have our latest Black Swan list, and we'll have to see if we need any updates. And here's our theaters of war. And, we got some updates from the Middle East. And yeah, everyone's having different journeys on their investing plan here. So depending on what assets you own, I'm sure there is a mixed bag of opinions and sentiments in our group right here. Cool. And we'll look at other currency news. We'll definitely talk about the halving for sure. We'll talk about Hong Kong opening its first ETF, and we'll pivot to domestic news. And it seems like there's some folks that are saying May is Lockheed Martin month. But yeah, we'll take a look at the latest on that side. Paxlovid, I got a funny story here. Well, not funny, but yeah, I got a story here to tell you guys. And if you guys haven't seen this latest fiasco in Carlsbad, it's hilarious. A bum speedboat just rushes the beach, and over a dozen folks get off into waiting SUVs. It's hilarious. But yeah, car rolls bad. We'll take a look. And this week has got a lot of folks my age and a little bit younger quite worried about the draft. So selective service fund here. And in case you were not in the EV Hummer market, we do have an update for you. If you thought the Ford Lightning was bad, wait till you look at the Hummer stats. All right. And if you're trying to flip homes in San Francisco in 2023 and 2024, I got no sympathy for you. So we'll take a look at this as well. And we have more real estate news, of course. And we'll take a look at home prices and then some tech stuff as well. Shout out to Ross for our old little juxtaposition of tulip bulbs and GPUs here. And yeah, we'll take a look at lots of Tesla scandals. So I found some funny memes of dumpster fires in Tesla. We'll take a look at that. And we're seeing a changing of the guard at the C-suite. So that's never a good thing, especially when Elon goes through multiple CFOs every 18 months. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the shenanigans from Google, of course, as well. And Zuckerberg has sold off $500 million of Facebook stock. So we'll take a look at that and his remaining, I guess, ownership. And we'll look at ASML, which had a rough earnings season, and we'll see what happened there. We'll take a look at some other large cap figures, and we got some interesting stats from the Eurozone on EV stuff. So if China wants to flood BYD EVs into the Eurozone market, I don't think that's going to work very well. Plus, everything's going to catch on fire. All right, pivoting to labor news, we got some more labor insights into logistics, which is kind of distressing. You do not want trucking to slow down, but we'll see what happens. And we have some international news from Airbus, and Airbus has officially beat Boeing in deliveries for 2024. So yeah, that's crazy. We'll take a look at that. And we'll take a look at commodities and oil news. And there's been a big squeeze in the tin markets. So we'll take a look at that. So in case you wanted to start a Bronze Age all over again, you just need tin and bronze. Sorry, tin and copper to make bronze. All right. And then we do have also a update from the Russian side of the fence with aluminum nickel prices soaring from more sanctions on Russia. And yeah, sanctions always work, right? But yeah, I saw this meme bubble up. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but one Iranian billionaire who decided to buy $500 million worth of oil futures for no apparent reason at all at market close. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. This is from earlier in the week, but I'm sure there's some truth to this. But yeah, in precious metals news, premiums have come down despite the spike in prices. So we'll take a look at that. We'll look at gold versus bonds here, and then there has been a spike in the cocoa bean sector, and it seems that the next spike is going to be the silver market. So we'll take a look at that, and lots of central banks are buying at this gold top. And lots of Chinese news, of course. And by way of Apple and Huawei, there's some updates there that we'll take a look at. And China might be dumping more treasuries than planned, so we'll take a look. And China has been obviously preparing for war, and war is good for oil, so therefore you must stockpile the spice in advance of mass, Taiwan bombardments. And besides that, we'll take a look at domestic consumption figures for China, and we'll look at how the RMB is also trading. And then it seems like there is a lot of favor overall from its many neighbors, despite this foolhardy diplomatic stance. But I guess money talks, and so do lots of guns. All right, so that's mostly our news for the week in the highlight reel. And yeah, questions, comments? I removed the Model 3 Tesla thing. I still have it saved on a different document, but yeah. Who else just popped in? Let's see. We have 12 people. Uh, I think that's everybody. But in case anyone's new, let me drop the session notes one more time in the chat. And what did Fluff post? Brazil, what? Women in Brazil wheels corpse into bank to take out loan in dead man's name. Oh,
There's a video. It's like that movie, Weekend at Bernie's. So she's saying, "Hey, sign this, sign this." That's a dead dude that died that day.
there was a US version of this. There was a woman who drove a man to an ATM drive-in, I think, and tried to do this. Uh,
What?
this this is pretty ballsy. Um,
Oh my goodness.
this is disgusting for one. And if you gotta realize this woman has hours before rigor mortis sets in and the body is too cold to move. So this guy literally just died. His muscles are just warm enough to move. This is
Wow.
hilarious. Like, see, his hands and arms can still move. Yeah, so he's still warm technically.
Wow.
Wow. That is
This
deep.
is,
Called power of attorney. Oh my God.
oh,
Wow.
wow.
I swear, society have hit a new all-time low.
Yep,
But
for sure.
this is Brazil. Brazil is like India of South America. Everything happens in Brazil. Like the number one killer unofficially in India are trains, right? And then the number one killer in Brazil unofficially are off-duty police officers, which is a euphemism of how they can do gun ownership. So everyone is an off-duty police officer. And you can bet if I move to Brazil, I will also become an off-duty police officer. Random Chinese guy shoots robber in Brazil. That's definitely Warren.
So wrong in so many ways.
But I'll fit in. There's a large Asian population in Brazil. All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, let's not get off the reservation too fast. All right, let's get into the news cycle. All right, I'm a big fan of this channel if you guys haven't watched it before. It's Wall Street Millennial. And I'm not sure if you realize, but maybe it's just I'm always on YouTube all day, but like I can tell ethnicities by voices. I think most people can do this, but this guy is 100% Asian. Like like I can just tell. But yeah. This is a pretty good video. But basically, uh let me pull this guy's up. So this guy Evie Eisenberg basically robbed one of the decentralized databases. So it's Mango Markets, I believe. All right. So this fool, cool. So he robbed $110 million. He's facing 20 years in prison. Let's see. He's a crypto trader. He's a Jewish ginger, red hair, I think. Let's see. He was arrested in Puerto Rico, 28 years old. Yeah. And he hired a well-known defense attorney in the crypto sphere. I don't know these names. I assume these are criminals. But yeah, so that happened. I don't know much about this, but I saw it bubbling up.
What did he do?
He robbed
Mango?
an exchange.
How? How did he do that?
Not sure. So this guy's cross-eyed in the other direction. Um, yeah, he robbed the mango markets.
Mango Market, what's that?
I don't know. I'll leave the video in the chat, but yeah.
Mango Market.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar, but yeah, I remember the best comment on the video was he was smart enough to rob an exchange, but he was dumb enough to tell everyone about it. So if you're gonna commit crime, definitely you know, don't talk shit. And then don't forget, the IRS wants capital gains on illicit activities. I know we talked about it last week, but I gotta pull up the screenshot one more time and remind all of the criminals on the call that you have to pay capital gains. Where's the screenshot? Oh, we'll do the tax code itself. Let's see. But anyway, I mean, whatever. Okay, we don't have to waste too much time. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Okay. Okay, next idiot. Oh no, it's the red team. Okay, all right. So let me pull up this stupid Truth Social bullshit. Okay. Expand this. Oops. Let me resize this. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh. Come on. Come on, Swab. Play along with us. Oh no. Can we just maximize this? Maximize. Okay, there we go. All right, DJT. This has been a great stock just to squeeze. It's super dumb. Okay, looks like we're having a nice dead cat bounce off the. This is, I mean, what moving averages are this? I mean, this is a 200 and 500-day moving lines, but we have like how much history? Oh, I guess we do have history. This is a renamed DWAC, right? Okay. All right, so these are legitimate moving averages, I guess. But yeah. This firm makes no money. It's a joke. So it's kind of disappointing that this meme stock is taking the conservative side with such popularity. But yeah, this is really stupid. I mean, you can short this blind practically, but yeah. So yeah, if you're not, maybe consider looking into it. All right, cool. So yeah, this is a stupid stock. All right. So yeah. And there's some liquidation issues with diluted stocks or something. So yeah. Okay, let's look at a bank robbery where this mofo committed it with a translator app. And there was also a dumb Chinese bank robbery where the guy tried to rob a bank with a knife, or it was a chef knife even. Here, I'll show it to you guys. China bank robbery with knife, and then the bank teller lady laughs at him. Right here. Okay. Oh, this is 10 years old. Okay. During peak China days. All right. So he has a Chinese cleaver thing right here. Here we go. Cleaver.
Oh my God.
Customer. He goes on the phone, and then she's like, she laughs. She tells her coworkers, "Hey, look at this mofo." Security officer comes by. Removes knife. Grapple moves to the ground. Okay. So yeah. So that happened 10 years ago in Shanghai. And let's look at this bank robbery. Spanish speaking officer. Let me find this footage. This was in Ohio. So it was a Venezuelan guy. He tried to rob this bank in Sandusky, Ohio. This guy needs a belt right here. But yeah. I've been in law enforcement for over 20 years, and this is the first time I encountered something like this. Someone using a translator app to rob a bank. Yeah. Okay. Wait,
How do you rob a bank with a translator app?
Google Translate, give me all your money, then you stick it to the.
Oh my
I guess
God, that's
yeah.
so stupid.
Let me think. I mean, I don't think a lot of us speak Spanish. Let me think. Between all of us, can we figure out how to rob a bank in Spanish? What's money to
Nope.
you? How do you say "give me all your money" in Spanish?
Ask Google.
Uh, in case one of us has to do it in the near future. Give me all your money. Spanish.
Dame todo tu dinero.
Dama todo tu dinero. This is
Dinero is money.
yeah,
Dinero.
okay.
Dinero.
Okay, so yeah. Okay. So that's idiot number 2. Okay, this idiot number 3 is pretty good. All right. So this was looks like this guy is he Greek or Russian Orthodox? Let me double check. From his garb, it looks a little Orthodoxy. He's a Christian cleric, Iraqi-born Christian cleric. Iraqi Australian-born Christian cleric. Wow, he's an actual Semite then. This is Syriac Christianity. Okay, so it's an Orthodox derivative. Okay, Aramaic. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm not intimately familiar, but vaguely. Okay, so this guy. All right, so a Muslim guy busts into the church, wants to stab this guy. This guy raises the cross in defense, and the Mothel switchblade does not open, which is kind of crazy. Let me see if we can find a video. And I've been a couple like my martial arts friends and we've been looking at a lot of knife fighting. So this is very interesting to me. He's on YouTube too? What the hell? Okay. Oh, he's stabbing. Oh, here's the video. Oh, wait. What? Oh, come on. Come on. Where's the video? Okay. Video clips. All right. Try to stab. He defends with the cross. Switchblade does not open. And YouTube gives him the silver award. But yeah. So yeah, he's at the pulpit and the switchblade does not open. This is why if you're gonna stab somebody or do a murder job, you gotta carry backups. And like there's 2 knives in my right pocket for a reason. And you wouldn't even know it's there. It's really discreet. But yeah. So yeah, that happened. Okay. And yeah, carry multiple blades. I mean, it's really easy, guys. And since most of us are dudes, right? Like the jean pockets on the right, that weird tiny pocket that can fit weapons. You know what I'm talking about? It's the watch pocket. It's the little thing right here. This one. You can fit things like I fit a Letterman literally in there. So yeah. And then I keep my tonto blade on the outside. That's for stabbing people. But yeah. Okay.
Well, why is Kim Jong in there?
Where?
The last screen. Okay, don't worry about it. Here you go. At the bottom right. Does he wear jeans?
No, he's banning mullets and skinny jeans.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
No. He
I was
was
expecting something funny.
he bans mullet jeans, mullet haircuts, and skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. There will be a fashion police when Warren is dictator for life. I guess we'll call it philosopher king, right? But I would be a very benevolent tyrant. All right, idiot number 4. All right, So cloud seeding in the
Is it
UAE.
gonna rain in Dubai?
So this is with silver fragments, basically. You dump it into clouds and it triggers condensation effects. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, so the UAE is having like annual rainfall in a single day, and they're not equipped for this, and all kinds of problems. And it's a desert, so which means the soil, the topsoil cannot soak up the water, so it becomes flash flood city. So yeah, I mean, all these mega cities in the Middle East are ridiculous to begin with. They don't have plumbing for a lot of them. I mean, the world's tallest building there is what? And they have like the poop trucks if you haven't seen it in Dubai. Let me show you guys.
I think the airport shut down because there was like a 1 foot of water, on the runways.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. And then here's the tallest building there, right? And then here's the poop trucks. If you guys didn't realize, like these guys are all flash and no substance. Like they don't like investing in infrastructure because like pipes, right? And water mains, like those are unsexy.
It
So
takes too much time.
You
Say what?
can't see them.
yeah, yes, I can't see it. Yeah. And then not to also forget like the human rights travesties in the Middle East, in all these mega cities. Like they basically abuse Indians like there's no tomorrow. They're neo slaves in Arab countries. Yeah. So yeah. I don't like, short of business, like you will never see me spend tourist dollars in the Middle East here. Like it will never happen. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, back to trading idiots. Let's look at idiot number 5. We gotta speed up a little bit. I'm taking too long. Okay, I thought this is fun. 19-year-old already lost $14,000. Clearly this kid wasn't Warren Wong because Warren Wong kicked ass at 19 years old. But let's see. I need a big options play, my fellow regards. This is a typo. So Wall Street Bets loves typos. Like they mistyped like hold on to your crypto years ago, and they got famous for that. So this is a referencing a retard, in case you are confused. But yeah. Okay. But anyway, this kid's lost a bunch of money. 97% of his portfolio, his last 500, and what should he do? Warren will say, go sell an SPX call spread for 500. All right. But yeah, I don't know what to tell this kid. He's screwed, but yeah. In case you're wondering what happens on the other end of the spectrum, yeah, this is our counterparties. Yeah, good luck. All that money's gonna disappear. And here's the flip side of, let's say you do get your initial stuff right. This guy flipped 10K into 91K on 13 separate SPX trades. That's crazy. What's the equivalent of this? This is like a guy flipping heads 13 times in a row with his coin, with a quarter. Like, that's crazy. And of course, he's trading on Robinhood, right? Obviously. Can I tell what phone this is? Looks like iOS. Let's see what the comments are. Dear trader, you beat the market today. We can't have that. Therefore, we're flagging you. Congrats and fuck you, Robinhood. This is very Robinhood community-esque. But yeah. So yeah, just this is insane. And then this is dangerous self-confidence. So oh, I saw a good quote. I saved it. A good meme. Let me see if it's the quote was, slow success builds character, fast success builds ego. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, getting rich slowly does have its own virtue. Okay, cool. So those are idiots of the week. And hopefully that was entertaining. But yeah, let's jump to our again book of the month. This is for June, so I dropped the Amazon link here. Feel free to grab it. If you need the PDF version, I'll get that to you guys too. I'll post it into Discord later. So if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. But I would recommend owning this. My copy's in the garage somewhere myself. Yeah, I bought this in 2014. But yeah, there's a spiral bound version, which is really cool and handy, or you can get the paperback version. The paperback version is it's like 1.5 inches thick. It's not as easy to read as a spiral bound one. So if you haven't bought this yet, I would spend the extra bucks to get the spiral bound one. It's easier to reference, and it's a good training tool for beginners. So yeah. Yeah, so get that book. We'll review it in June. So yeah, we're gonna start book of the month, and then again, any recommendations for more books, please drop this down. I know Kurt and I have been talking on Discord about establishing the SVOG library and whatnot. So we want to make this available to our membership, and I don't really want to be a big pirate with you know, shady links to cloud storage full of PDFs, but I will be that guy if I have to. So you know, I guess option traders aren't known for being cheap, so yeah. Okay. But yeah, please drop more titles if you have any. I read almost everything that Robert Kiyosaki and his team wrote, and I think it gave me a huge advantage. And I did this before like age 21. So if you can imagine, I read all the books that his lawyers wrote, his accountants, his real estate guys, his gold guy, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Warren was a very kooky kid after high school, obviously. Okay, but yeah, looking for more titles. So yeah, drop that in the chat, or you can just edit on the doc if you want. Cool. Let's jump into toss, and let's go to the indexes. And the market has definitely been crazy. So I think all the skills we trained from 2020 and 2021 during that circuit breaker era is going to be really helpful. So we might be seeing the falling knife at some point soon. And yeah, so yeah, let's look at the indexes carefully today. So let's look at on balance volume, momentum wise. We are approaching the zero line quickly, and if this slope continues, we might hit that by month end. And then so effectively in the ES futures, you'll have more net sellers than buyers by month end if this momentum line continues. So smart money is definitely selling into weaker hands in the retail side. Okay, so let's look at the actual analytics for today then and see how this is shaping up. So we got 88,000 calls against 104,000 puts. That's a put call ratio about 1.178. That's actually below fair value. Fair value is typically 1.4 after 2021. And I've been staring at this number since 2019. If you guys remember, I used to write this out and type it into Discord. I think it's still there. Let's see if we can find some of those old entries. And then I hired an assistant to do it for a while. I'll show you guys. Let me see. How did I had a certain way of typing too? Put call ratio. Let's see. Okay. Wow, I'm impressed that this is so old. All right, let's fast forward. Wow. Okay, old heat maps and memes. Let's get into. Oh yeah, I used to post all my trades and each close, and now I trade too much, so it's hard to do. But where's the analytics? Wall Street bets. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, I went offline. Oh, that's right. It went to its own spreadsheet. Okay. So yeah, this is stuff like this. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's 2022. All right. So if you guys haven't seen this before, oh, holy cow. Sorry, this is the old format I used to do this in. Okay, okay. Okay, so I used to look at the indexes, so very similar way from today, right? So we look at the different tiers of the S&P, the Russell, the NASDAQ, the diamonds, the VIX side, look at currencies, and then 2021 and 2020, I was just shorting a lot, so I had to keep track of that. Here's the commodity stuff that I like to look at. And you can see why, like, a lot of this format, you can still see echoes of it in the current notes format. But this was too tedious to manage. And but this is a lot of this is still really valid. But yeah, if you guys want to just take a look at this here, I'll just drop a link in the chat. I think I would like to resurrect portions of this. Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, let's jump back to this. Oh, sorry. Looks like that was the wrong readout. Okay, it's 170,000 calls, so 257,000 puts. So that's a 2.1 put call ratio. And looking into the future, ES is being discounted upwards, at least for the year. But we don't have a lot of statistical variance for that. But yeah, just be careful. All right, let's get out of the smart money here and go to the second tier of smart money with SPX and see how these fools are shaking up. Oh, before I forget, the low delta figure is 82%. So good to know. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, we saw this falling in real time during one of our sessions. And we saw this inverting in front of us, if I remember correctly, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay. SPX. Let's look at these figures. Wow, it's loading. Oh, we have Lord Tethers here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Ed, did you hear about the Eisenberg that's going to jail for the was it Mongol exchange robbery? I mentioned it.
No,
Oh, okay. Let me backtrack a little bit to our
I
idiot.
was gonna say happy early halving here, 189 blocks until the fourth epoch of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's today or tomorrow. What's the exact?
No, it's on track, I think, for the 20th. Although I haven't kept up. It might have changed, but yeah, I think we're tracking for 420. If we could just get to 6,000. 69,420 sats on 420, that would be epic.
That would. Let's just tell everyone to turn off their GPUs until we get right there. Yeah.
Yeah, tell the miners turn off their ASICs for sure.
Okay, so this is this fool. AV Eisenberg, some ginger looking mofo. He robbed the Mango Markets decentralized crypto exchange for 114 million. He's gonna be in jail for like 20 years.
It sounds like some shitcoin crypto exchange. Like I've never heard of it.
So this dude, I'll drop it in the chat if you want to take a dive. Okay, but yeah, he's gonna be in jail. Okay, cool. That's idiot number 1 of the week. Okay, but yeah, back to SPX. Let's look at our big boy option contracts, and we call it big boy because it's worth 10 shares of the SPY. So back to Flop's earlier comment. Yes, you can run the wheel with the S&P 500 and build up slowly from, I mean, literally, technically you could start from nothing, right? Like $500 with SPY, with just selling the wheel on SPY. Hopefully you can start with like 1,000 and then eventually graduate to SPX and then snowball into anything else. But it's possible for sure. Okay, but yeah, let's see. ATR is pretty high. Could be going into breakout mode soon. And yeah, just look at the price action. It's definitely out of its upper bound channel and is breaking fast to the downside. Lower lows and lower highs is a bearish read. So yeah, we could be entering more volatility in downside days. So yeah, VIX will pick up. But yes, if you've been selling SPX like I have this week, you've had a very good week, and it's been flat and boring, and VIX is paying nice. So, what is VIX at the moment? Let's just pull it up real quick on a smaller chart. Ah, why is it so slow? Come on. Sorry, it's so slow. Come on. Come on. Okay, finally some stats. All right, SPX, we're trading at 857K against 1.2 million puts. Looks like sizzle numbers are still broken, but put call ratio is working. 1.4, that's fair value. That's right at fair value. And deltas at the 0 to 20 range are very low at 57%. So looks like SPX is very optimistic, and it's a normal trading day from their perspective. But ES is a little bit trigger happy with hedging in the short term. Let's go to SPY and see how that's going to be looking. And we have a bug report here. Come on. Have you guys been missing or running into more errors from SWAB or TOS? I was rewatching last week's episode. I remember you mentioning it, Flav, with like just server level problems. Have you been seeing some of that still?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. It's gotten worse over time from your perspective?
Past 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Things are definitely breaking. Okay. When's our deadline? May 10th?
It's the last day.
Okay.
Save all your history, export all the CSVs out of it, because that's all gonna get lost.
Oh, holy shit. Oh shit. Write that down. Write that down. Oh, and historical data too, right? We're not just talking the near term, but yeah. Oh shit. Where's my pen? Okay.
All that?
If you didn't hear what Flav said, you need to absolutely export all of your historical data out of Thinkorswim.
Okay.
How do you do that?
You have to do it in chunks. Here, I'll show you guys really quick. You have to do it in 1 year chunks. So if you've been trading on Thinkorswim for 10 years, you have 10
Mhm.
exports to do. So you go to the monitor tab, go to the purple account statement module, and then you have to play with the date field a lot. And then you need to select your blocks of 1 year. Or they do period lengths of 370 days, whatever. Just do it 1 year at a time so you can track it correctly. And this massive thing will populate. And then you go to the hamburger settings button here and you export the file. Then you get the CSV. So make sure you do that, because the historical data is important in case you need to run your own lookups or whatever. Okay. So yeah, export pause historical. Gosh, Kurt, maybe we should send Kurt and Gavin, yeah, maybe we should send a courtesy SVOG email. Or at least inform membership on Monday. Sorry, not Monday, Saturday. Courtesy reminder. Let me write this. Courtesy reminder, and then maybe email.
I thought their transition notice said that those historical trades would be copied over. Not that you'd want to trust that, but
Yeah, we're gonna trust our own backups a little bit more.
I'll also back up the desktop, so with all the charts, setups, and studies and all that.
Yeah. So
I'll
preserve
back up all the stuff I can.
Yeah, so you want to back up your application settings and your charting and anything else. So just yeah, back up everything. Yeah. And like even like favorite watch lists. Oh no, well, if you save your application settings, it does all of that. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt to also note watch lists. Damn it, more work to do. But you know,
Hey, have you activated Trader, Warren?
the what?
The Trader broker? You said you were gonna try it.
I did. I haven't deposited any money yet.
Okay.
The
Feels
interface.
like we need a backup.
Yeah, the interface was so depressing that I couldn't continue.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, what is this? This is garbage. Tasty trade is better. Or but I need to get into trade hawk and whatnot. So that's more of an implementation delay than anything else.
We need to have Kurt give us a
walkthrough.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, show and tell.
Yeah. Don Coffin's complaining too, so okay, sorry. We're getting a little bit distracted here. Okay, let's get to our next overview and let's finish the SPY section. All right. Okay. And welcome, Rob. Who else just joined? We're at 15. Let me share the our cola dog wants to jump up and say hi. Okay, let me copy and paste the session notes for the folks that just dropped in. So that's in the chat. And who was that? It was Rob. Oh, Michael. Welcome, Michael.
Morning.
We were just mentioning we should remind our user base to export and back up everything out of TOS before the merge is completed in early May. And we should remind folks on Saturday, since we have the troops gathered together.
Yeah, it would be great if there was a whole PDF showing how to do this.
I think most people know how to do it, right? But if not, I can make a dumb little video to explain how to maybe do this. Might as well. Okay. And I have an official SVOG email now, thanks to Gavin's help multiple times. But yeah, it's in the chat now, so folks can reach out to me a lot easier if I just change my user ID to my email, I think. Okay, cool. And I get lots of oddball emails. Kind of scares me sometimes, but yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let's get to our index overview. Looking at the SPY, it's down 0.21%. Let's go to our sports analyst Cola. What do you think, buddy? How's on balance volume? On balance volume is not very good. Okay, this is pacing the ES similarly. So at this rate, we should be at the 0 line by 424, looks like. That's 6 days away. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, Main Street is not thrilled. So holy cow. Short everything. Short Berkshire Hathaway and all these SPY related stuff. What does that sound? Is that you, Rob? I'm just gonna mute you briefly. Okay. Rob's tinkering. All right. All right, let's go to the analytics. So yeah, we are really seeing some sector rotation happen with S&P, and we haven't seen a slowdown like this in a while. So this is pretty major. I don't know how Biden's gonna manage this. All right. All right, so for the analytics, we're looking at 2.7 million calls against 3.6 million puts. Looks like it seems like the sizzle numbers do match. Put call ratio 1.3, that's a little bit better than normal. Again, fair value is 1.4. The deltas are very low today, very optimistic. The 0 to 20 stuff is only 37%. So retail has no idea what's happening, but they are scared. They are not moving as much money into SPY. That is saying something. Maybe it's just rotating to the Qs. And I would like to do more sector rotation stuff in general. But to me, like all the indexes have gigantic drawdown risk. So That doesn't really seem diversified to me. Like I'd rather go long gold even than be short the indexes. But yeah, let's look at the Nasdaq. And I've been chatting with one of our newer Reddit guys. He used to do index ARBs at the Citibank trading desk, but he was describing to me how he did it. And we need hundreds of millions of dollars and an ISDA and a bank to do the same place he was doing. And for us plebs, the closest we can get is with a pairs trade. So yeah, I need to paper trade that a little bit before I showcase that here. Okay, but yeah, let's look at the NASDAQ. So yes, analytics today, pretty bullish. 1.4 million calls to 1.5 million puts. Low level deltas are very low as well, just like SPY, and we're at 1.0. So very optimistic. Fair value is generally 1.4. Now let's go to the charts and see how momentum is shaping up. And poor NVIDIA is carrying the whole NASDAQ on its shoulders, but it is pacing S&P 500. All right, but it is a little bit better overall. All right, cool. Let's just look at the momentum. We are seeing a similar trend. Things have been slowing down. It's not just the NASDAQ or the S&P. So we are close to the zero line. And we have been here before. We might just touch it and bounce off, sort of like in mid-March. But what if that's not the case, right? Things could get hairy quickly. So like, what if this drawdown here in March was a correction instead of just a brief drawdown? And it just might happen this time around. We'll see. It's anyone's guess. So, but yeah, you can probably sell vertical call spreads pretty well. And yeah. Okay. Let's pivot to out of tech into the Russell 2000 with IWM. And this is the schizophrenic side of the indexes. And our Citibank contact definitely confirmed that from his point of view, indexes definitely have personalities. And to me, it was just fascinating that, they're British trading US indexes so heavily. I mean, it's just kind of cool to see. Like, we forget how dominant we are in the finance game. I mean, there's bucket shops in Australia just modeled after our markets, right? What was the code for, what was the term for them? The three-lettered acronym? I forgot.
PFD.
PFD.
No, contract for difference.
Contract, let me just write there. Contract. Australian scan. Okay, thank you.
That's a UK thing as well, CFDs.
The Commonwealth. Oh, those bastards. Speaking of which, did they find Kate Middleton? Or they had a one AI doctored video? I'm not sure. And King Charles is hopefully gonna die soon. And I am protesting his ugly profile in mug because as a silver and gold guy, I refuse to have any coins with his face on it. All right, let's see. This is usually 2.3 and it's 1.5, which is very optimistic. And we are seeing correct numbers for contract sizes, and the low delta stuff is very low indeed. So yeah, the Russell 2K likes to be in the negative, loves to overreact, and yeah. But today it's kind of bullish, but it's also flat in price action. But yeah, looking at on balance volume, same story. It is slowing down a lot, and if we extend this slope, it will also break the zero line in momentum next week, late next week. So something's happening. And similar to the S&P, the current price action is right about to cross the 500-day and 200-day moving average. In fact, I think the S&P is already there, but Russell 2K is about to confirm that on that side. So yeah, there's some real things happening here. It could be a lot of factors, right? Retail slowing down, institutions slowing down, smart money selling off. Yeah, let's look at the diamonds and we can call it here with the indexes. Sorry, we're spending so much time on this, but things are changing quickly. And if SWAB will cooperate, that would be nice. And meanwhile, we should start thinking about lunchtime. It is 11:11, therefore Taco Thursday is in effect. I think Taco Tuesday is bigger than Taco Thursday, to be fair. Okay, diamonds. We're seeing a similar trend in slowdowns of inflows, even though this is a very thinly traded index. This does confirm the macro trends we're seeing in the cousin indexes. So this is not happening in isolation. And ATR is also picking up. So we are seeing a lot of pent-up potential energy. So it is signaling potential breakouts. So this isn't a plateau that's forming. Something's going to happen. All right, and let's go to the Analyze tab and look at the actual trading stats for today with the buying public. And Don Kaufman was also mentioning with brokerages, there's data fees that are, up to a couple $100 per account. And that's why brokers frequently dislike non-active trading accounts because it costs them money. But he also said the mistake would be to charge for account closures because then mofos will fight back with 1 penny in their account. So yes, if you hate a particular broker like Webull, you can just open up an account for 1 penny and piss them the hell off. And why is Webull deserving of your hate? Because they're a commie entity. Okay. All right, looking at diamonds. Looks like sizzle numbers are correct. Put call ratio at 1.283. Fair value is 1.0. So this is a little bit not as bullish as it could be. And we're seeing low deltas at the 20 to 35% for the 0 to 20 stuff. So almost a normal trading day on the diamonds here. All right, cool. Last lookup related to the indexes. Let's look at the VIX. Come on, come on. What's the VIX number? 18.20. Okay. And on the next draw back to 13, I think I'm ready to finally go long on the VIX. It seems like things are getting juicy again. I have a light squeeze because I'm seeing mean reversion at the moment, but yeah. Okay. And bearish put call ratio on the VIX is bullish for the SPX. So we are seeing mean reversion in action. Cool. Rob Walker, I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, don't worry. Okay, all good, Rob. Yeah, questions, comments on the indexes or anything? If not, thank you for being patient. Let's jump to our fun part of the show and fire up sector rotation. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. CNN. Sorry. Sorry. Fear and Greed Index first. Or I mean, it's VIX related, but yes. This is the CNN one. So yeah, 34. Crazy, huh? So let's see. 1 week ago it was 46. 1 month ago 71. 1 year ago 65. So serious things happening, and here's the 125-day moving average. And to Dave's earlier point from a couple weeks ago, you can definitely just trade off of this alone. And yeah, definitely possible. And looking at 52-week highs versus 52-week lows, we are seeing more fear here pick up as more stocks are seeing less of their highs and more of their lows. And then looking at overall movement of rising versus falling, it's kind of like a moving median of the McKellen index. This is definitely at the low bound. So more fear signals there. This is bogus. And again, I love the put call ratio, but this is a bullshit read for extreme fear. In comparison, 2.0 in North events was 2019, COVID, and Fukushima. So those were 2.0 and above. This is 1.9. This is a joke. This is not extreme fear. This is everything a normal trading day. So yeah, this is broken. But this is legitimate. This I would say, you know, an 18 VIX feels like a 30 VIX of, you know, 2021. Cool. We'll leave this other stuff alone. But yes, it seems to be skewing towards bond performance in general. Okay. Cool. So that's CNN. It's not a perfect score, but does give us some clues to the rest of the things that are happening. And a lot of normies like to read this. So when normies get scared, we should get excited. So, you know, as VIX goes up, you get sell more premium. At least with the SPX and its related stuff. All right, cool. Let's read the Stock Traders Almanac. And this April read is total garbage compared to what's really happening. But yeah, let's check it out. April is still the best Dow month, averaging 1.9% since 1950. April 1999 is the first ever month to gain 1,000 Dow points, 856 until 01, knocked off its high horse in 02, and up 488 in 03. It's been up 16 straight years from 06 to 21. April 2020 Dow plus 11%, best April since 1938. April exhibits strength after tax deadline in recent years. Stocks anticipate great first quarter earnings by rising sharply before earnings are reported rather than after. Rarely a dangerous month. Recent exceptions are 02, 04, 05, and 22. The best 6 months of the year end with April. Presidential election years. Presidential election year April since 1950 have averaged 1.5% for the Dow, 1.3% for the S&P, and 0.9% for the NASDAQ. End of April, NASDAQ strength fades. I mean, we're seeing NASDAQ strength fading already, right? And we have not seen a vigorous surge post tax deadline, which was Monday. And I haven't really been looking at pre-earnings trades, but Kurt, from your perspective, have you been seeing first quarter earnings rising sharply before reports? Have you been seeing this lately for this earnings period? Maybe. Okay, Kurt might be away from his desk. No worries. But yeah, as let's look at the SPY stock really quickly. I think we're off the 1 month performance already, right? I mean, this is not perfect, but what is this? 518, right? We're already down a lot. So what is that? Down 19 points? What's 19 out of 518? Where's the calculator? Where's my calculator? Why is my calculator not working? Where's my phone? Can someone divide here, I'll do this. What's 19 divided by?
Doesn't it say right there 2.12 on the 2.12%?
Oh no, that factors in May 18th. I want to calculate it from this higher watermark.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. What's 20 divided by 518? Let's ask Google. This is Brave. Oh, 3.8%. So we're down 3.8% already for the month on SPY. And
By the way, if you press Command Space on the Mac, you just start typing and it calculates for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a spotlight, and you can also find anything on the no equal. Just take out the equal.
Oh, it works. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks, Flav. You know all the shortcuts. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, so this read for April has been total garbage. Jeff and his team need to redo this. Well, it's not their fault. There's a lot of external catalysts. Okay. For us armchair economists, we have to look at past data, and we can't anticipate Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen. Oh, so okay. All right, let's look at May, because we need to plan for the future, right? All right, May-June disaster area from 65 to 84. has had the S&P down 15 out of 20 Mays. Holy shit. Between 85 and 97, May was the best month with 13 straight gains, averaging 3.3 per year on average. Worst 6 month of the year begins with May. A $10,000 investment compounded to 1.18 million gain from November, April in 73 years compared to 323 gain from May to October. May Memorial Day week up 12 years in a row. Since 1950 election years, May's rank number 9 for the Dow, number 9 for the S&P, number 8 for the NASDAQ. Yes, so from this bullet point on a $10,000 scenario, I believe they're making a case that sell in May doesn't really. Wait, it does work or doesn't work? It doesn't work, right? Selling in May doesn't gain as much as selling in November. Wait, no. The gains from November to April are more than the gains from May to October. Okay. And then looking at June, the summer rally is the most recent in most years is the weakest rally of all 4 seasons. Week after June triple witching. And recent record, up 12, down 9, average loss of 0.8, ranks number 11. Holy shit. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch out for end of quarter portfolio dumping on the last day of June. And presidential election years, June is number 4 for the S&P, number 5 for the Dow, number 2 for the NASDAQ. June ends NASDAQ's best 8 months. Wow, so a lot of things happening leading up to June. And Wani's earlier comment in Discord, what we're talking about? I forgot. Whatever it was. Yeah, June really might seem like a bottom month for the Oval Office. Okay, cool. Questions, comments? Sorry, I'm reading a lot of data. Okay, let's go to sector rotation, the funnest part of our show. And I think my Finder's crashing or something. I think that's what's happening. Let's just close stuff in case I'm out of range. Okay. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. This is slightly stale data, by the way, from the 15th, but still is useful for our purposes. So we're seeing the best and worst of the 11 subsectors of the S&P 500, right? So we see XLE here, and we see real estate here. I would like to do a trade of the month similar to Jonathan Massey's group. And there's no time like the present, right? So let's just hypothetically trade this. How would I do this? Let me think. Let's delete the screenshots first. Let's do a sector rotation trades here. So let's do a bullish one and a bearish one. So we'll always plow money into the winning sector and always sell off the losing sector. And let's see if money piles up. Okay. We can just go off. We'll just go off the last read of XLE and drop the screenshot here. And we'll pick off real estate and sell off this. And I'll just track it week to week. And yeah, we'll have a bullish portfolio. Okay, I'll have a bullish one and a bearish one. Okay, so this will make more sense once we get in motion, but I'll cough up a hypothetical $1,000 and we'll sell credit spreads, fun things on both sides. Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, all right. So that'll take a little time to get going, but this will be fun. All right, but yeah, so no surprises here. Energy and oil have been doing well. Commodities overall. And real estate very badly. Okay, cool. What else is useful on this thing? XLK tech stocks are rotating out as well. So yeah, you can sell call spreads. You can sell vertical call spreads on NVIDIA, confidently at least. All right, let's go to our fun stuff. Individual tickers. Please feel free to shout out your favorites. And we'll look at this. Okay. Where's the big one that has everything?
DJT.
Oh, hell yeah. DJT.
Bravo Tango Charlie.
Where's the big one? This is the big one. No, this is not the big one. This is one of the big ones. Okay, no, it's the second. Okay, second one. Okay. Second one, add D. Okay, add DJT, DJT. Okay, cool. So these are 5-week tails. Each chunk is a week. Big tails means big movement. So Donald Trump right here, let's highlight that one. Where's DJT? Okay, we can highlight. Okay, here's the highlighted DJT. And it was in the leading sector. Now it's in the weakening sector. And before long, it'll be in the lagging sector. So yeah, you can sell the upside very comfortably. What is it at now? 20?
32, almost 32,
Oh my God.
up
There-
21% today.
There were suckers that bought it at 70. And Donald Trump is selling his Bible for $60. It's not even signed or anything. It's really dumb. Because you can buy Latin Bibles for cheaper. And if you don't have a Latin Bible, that's something else. But yeah, I mean, Bibles are, yeah. Let's see if we can find it. Where is the God Bless the USA? It does have a nice letter D boss and all, but can I get a link?
Where's the documentary, Chasing Trump? I was looking for it. It was supposed to come out on the 17th.
Oh, no clue.
Oh,
All right, don't worry about it.
If only this was like signed or something. But yeah. Okay, but this is the Bible. Okay. Are his shoes sold out? Donald Trump shoes? The
she's
shoes,
selling everything.
yeah, he's selling like a high top
As long as he's not selling steaks. I don't want any overdone steak. Sorry.
Oh!
It's
Okay.
sold out.
That is weird as shit. And I don't even eat meat, and even I will clown on Donald Trump eating well done steaks at the Trump Tower. Okay, my dog won't criticize him. Who the fuck eats well done steaks?
Well, I don't care if he eats it well done. That's his problem, but I don't want to eat it. Yeah.
It's disrespect to the animal. It's like it's so tender and you just destroy it. Like, why would you do that? Okay.
Wow. $400 a pair.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have gone for 100.
Yeah.
It'd be made in China though.
It is. Oh, forget that. But I mean,
Very cool though.
yeah, I
Okay,
mean, I just like the high ankle style of basketball shoes.
And the gold color
the gold.
and
I
the
roll up
T and the
my
flag.
stuff to my jeans and just wear them and laugh, but not at $400.
We gotta look at the resale market. And obviously,
Going to support Trump campaign. So
Warren only buys books, medals, and knives on eBay. But yeah, wait, what the hell is this?
oh, it's $250 cheaper on eBay.
This must be a knockoff. No one's gonna sell this.
Knockoff.
Yeah, and this guy has no history, so he's pawning off garbage.
China's stealing money from people on eBay. Don't buy anything that doesn't look like the right price.
Yeah. If it's too good to be true, it is.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, there's a lot of people getting ripped off.
Let's look at completed sales or sold items. Let's see what people are buying it for. So these are knockoffs, clearly. It's ironic that they're buying Chinese knockoffs of Trump products. Like, who would do that on the red team?
Mhm.
There's heroes and demons on both sides. It's okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Okay, where are we? Okay, relative rotation. Okay. Any other, okay, so that's DJT. Any other tickers you guys want to dump in here? Or we could look at something. Losers include Riot, Neo, Mara, AMD, yeah, lots of stuff. Winners include Google, Steel, Oil and Gas, GM, USO, Amazon, Hasbro. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have been shorting Neo a lot, so I'm glad this is coming up. What else have I been looking at for
Crypto's up, right? Because we're coming up upon a special event like Christmas or something.
Christmas halving.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got a bunch of crypto buddies telling me it's all going to go to the moon before the halving.
That's
It
not true.
hasn't at all. This has been the
It never
has not.
has, right? Every other halving is always dumped before the halving. It's usually a few months after.
Okay.
Right. There was something about like historically after each halving, I think the first halving it's gone up like what is it, 2000% or something like that. The second halving, it went up 4, 5, 600%, things like that. So but leading to the event of the halving, not necessary that it will go up. So, but after.
Well, and that's assuming things work the way that they did in the past, which I wouldn't assume that they will, particularly the ETFs. And with global risk shifting, I suspect it may look a little different this year. It'll
Really?
do whatever screws the degen traders the hardest. That's going to be the play.
So what, Ed, why did you say won't work like the way it used to be with the ETF?
Well, I'm just saying it may not necessarily, right?
Right.
If the ETFs continue to pick up in popularity, and they've been one of the top 20 most popular ETF launches of all time or something along those lines.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, if it continues, if we continue to see a different investor profile, the halving may or may not necessarily operate the same way as it has in the past, just because you've got a different group of buyers. I think there's a fair argument that could be made. So we'll see. There just isn't any data points on it yet.
Mm-hmm. But all the ETFs would be buying up Bitcoin, which would push up the price, right?
I mean,
More
maybe
interest
not.
coming in.
Recently, in the last week, they haven't been, right?
There's a
And
huge
there's
outflow.
various reasons for that. So I think global liquidity is always going to be, well, at least for now, Bitcoin price is very highly tied to global liquidity events.
What global liquidity event are you referring to?
Well, I mean, all the things we were talking about earlier with oil prices or
Oh,
the bond market being dismal, et cetera, right? So we'll see. To be determined. We've not yet had, I think, you guys are watching VIX, right? We haven't really seen the panic come in, but there are signs, there are worrisome economic signs, right? So, I mean, Bitcoin is going to respond to that just like gold responds to that, right? Gold is often an early mover in these types of liquidity events. So are growth stocks. So is Bitcoin. So yeah, to be determined. It depends on, you were saying earlier, I think something, Warren, about like, what's the Fed going to do? Well, they're probably going to print. It's just a matter of when they're going to print, right?
Man, right.
And they probably need to have the shit their pants moment first, right? They probably need to see the bond market go no bid. They're not going to care. They don't care about stocks, and the Federal Reserve obviously does not care about Bitcoin or gold even, right? They don't care what those prices are. But as soon as the Treasury market stops functioning, the Federal Reserve will step in. They've proven that time and time again. That is the unspoken third mandate you must have a functional treasury market because otherwise your currency collapses. So that is all things in a crisis, all prices go to one, right? All correlations go to one. So that's the thing, probably the most important thing globally to be looking at. And depending on what your strategy is, you're long, you're short, whatever assets you're in. But that is, from a macro perspective, the thing to be watching out for. And it feels very 2007-ish to me right now. People have finally gotten to the point where they're just like, YOLO, don't give a fuck. I'm going to go buy that house. Don't care that it's at 7%. Going to spend that money because I know that like my salary is not keeping up with purchasing power. It feels very late 2007-ish to me before a crisis, but who knows? I could be totally wrong about that.
And then Ed, any thoughts on the crypto stuff opening up in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great that we're seeing another competitive marketplace. It's really probably the most notable, other than Hong Kong, of course, being another, probably arguably the Asian, or certainly one of the preeminent Asian market hubs over there. I think Singapore is also very important, in Japan, Tokyo to a lesser extent. The most important part, I think, about those ETFs is that they're redeemable for the actual underlying security, which is, or commodity in this case, is Bitcoin, rather than US dollars, right? So convertibility matters. And actually there's something to be said about that. I mean, people, I think, have generally in commodities started switching away from taking things in settlement. But I mean, to me, what always was the appeal of being a commodities trader was the ability to, like, hey, fuck it, if I believe that lean hogs are the thing, and I'm willing to put up all of the capital, I can take delivery, right? If I disagree with the fundamental market price of what the futures are saying, I can take it to spot. I can take my train loads of hogs to market. And I've had friends who've done that. So I think it's really, really important for a commodity market like Bitcoin to be able to be redeemable for the underlying asset.
I'm with you. Sorry, 1 second. Need to sell off the other end of my spread here.
One of the things also, while you're doing that, Warren, I think is important, going back to my macro point, is I am starting to see at least real estate around here. We're seeing, there's been this giant gap, essentially bid-ask spread, where you've got sellers who have been in control because they weren't in a panic selling position. And even though interest rates are much higher, you didn't see prices come down. Essentially, prices just have, at least in this local geography of Sacramento, I don't know what it's like in the Bay Area, you've basically seen sticky selling prices. But we're now starting to see, just like in 2007, inventory is growing. You're not seeing buyers coming up and hitting the ask. You're seeing sellers dropping their prices, and that's notable. Obviously, at least in this local market, you haven't really seen a huge shift yet, but that was the precursor that I noticed in 2007, and it was why we sold our house in Orange County at that time. Was we knew we wanted to get out. I sensed there was a liquidity crisis, and I started talking with my realtor at the time, and she said, yeah, we're not seeing things move. Even though prices haven't come down, we're not seeing nearly so many properties getting sold. So I think that's a really important and still iceberg moment, is especially office space, but also just all real estate generally. Again, all current modern real estate it's a short, most people are synthetically short the dollar by taking a loan, and they are long treasuries. I'll
Right,
say
right.
that again.
It's a
Most real
very-
estate is short the dollar and long treasuries. So if you have a treasury crisis, you can't expect that that's not going to affect the real estate market. It's a highly leveraged market. It's a very important market, and has big knock-on effects.
That was a very high level insight. Real estate and mortgages are short the dollar and long treasuries.
Yeah, I never heard of that too. It's very
Uh,
interesting insight.
yeah. And then Flav and I mean, I'm trying to relearn this lesson, but here I'll pop up on my list here. But the inverted dollar, the negative Dixie, is a great tool to kind of look at the S&P 500. So let me pull up both charts for you guys to see. So let me match the. Oh, this is 15 minutes. Let me change it to 5. Okay. You'll see that the ES chart looks really similar to the inverted dollar. It's uncanny. So here. Come on. Come on. Need to shrink. Something's wrong with my windows, but yeah, you can kind of see the, and even in the compressed. Oh, here we go. Whoops. Oh, damn it. Come on. Oh my God. Okay, I need to restart my computer soon. Something's wrong. But okay, yeah, you guys can see the overlap. But yeah. Okay. Cool. When did you sell off your home in Orange County, Ed?
I believe it was late 2006, early 2007. We were actually a
Wow.
little early. As one of the things that I really learned from the 2008 crisis, you can be right on a macro idea and it can take 3 years to play out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just something to keep in mind if you have longer time frame horizons. Obviously, I think most folks here are primarily traders, but that was a key lesson for me.
Hmm.
I've learned that lesson like 20 million times. The faster you think, the more you don't realize it's going to take 20 times as long as you think it is.
Yeah. And I know you've also, Dave, you and I have talked about sort of trading around a core thesis or position to help manage a longer time frame thesis, and I think that's a really underappreciated trading strategy, generally. But anyway, I know that's a little off topic, but
Yeah, let me jump ahead in the news cycle a little bit, since we're talking about real estate. And I pulled up the Schiller index charts while Ed was explaining. But yeah, I was looking at SoCal for a second. But yeah, let's pivot to San Francisco for a second. And I guess roughly this matches with the rest of the Bay Area. But the Bay Area peak was basically summer of 2022. And functionally now, 20% of recent San Francisco homes have all been underwater. 20% of them. So could happen to a nicer set of folks. If you're trying to flip real estate post-COVID in San Francisco, like I don't know what to tell you. I mean, here's some analytics, right, from 2022 or 21 even. Lumber prices were astronomical. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. So yeah, wood and cut. It was frozen for months because they have a daily limit. But yeah, this era was big on commodities too. So yeah, I don't know why people just forget that. But yeah, peaked median prices peaked at 1.66 million for San Francisco. And most folks have taken hits. Let's look at this. Nationwide versus San Francisco. Yeah. And you have to realize also, like, folks selling at a loss, like they're in desperation. They'd rather do
Yeah.
this than, you know, risk bankruptcy or anything else. Like, this was not a happy choice for them. So yeah. And again, this is why I'm obsessed with Chinese news. Because it's, to me, it's like canary to coal mine. Everything we're seeing here has already happened in China 2 to 3 years ago. That's why like all of this is like very slow deja vu to me. So yeah. Yeah. You know, you'll see San Francisco, like San Francisco and other metros go belly up, just like Shanghai, just like Beijing. You're going to see 50% youth unemployment and above. You're going to see mass unemployment for everybody else. Famine, starvation, like that's what I fully expect coming down the pipeline. So yeah. Okay. And I found the Bitcoin halving countdown. It will be in roughly
Monday.
24 hours. Yeah, roughly 24.
Yeah, it was a little the miners have not backed off, so it will be tomorrow apparently.
I mean, I would fly to white flag. Like, can we all just wait until 420, you know, on the 69th hour? Come on, guys.
No, they want to get, I mean, their mode right now is they can mine, you know, twice as much as what they're going to be able to mine on the 20th, right? So they're like,
Right.
no, fuck you, we're going to go harder.
We
Yeah.
can all light blunts on the 20th. Come on, guys.
Yep.
Because the reward will be cut in half, right? So
Yep. Yeah, it goes from currently
Six
6.25 to
to
3.125 per block. So it goes
Right.
from approximately 900 Bitcoin per day that can be mined down to 450.
So this won't be good for a lot of the miners then, right?
No,
yeah.
they're already predicting it, right? People always get,
Mm-hmm.
oh, the miners are going to be, no, the miners aren't fucking stupid. Like it's every 4 years, you dipshits. Like they know this. It's
Right.
programmatic, so it's built into their business models. They've already deleveraged. The ones that were going to go bankrupt went bankrupt in 22. They're just positioning themselves. Plus, there's a bunch of new efficient miners coming online at Bitmain that are like 3-phase power, super
Mhm.
efficient miners that probably won't get over to the States until June, I was hearing. But they're the new Bitmain S21s, and they're just a super efficient hash, and they're actually cheaper to run. So yeah, exactly, those S21s.
How much is one
Speaking of Chinese projects, right?
How much is one machine like that?
70,000.
I haven't seen prices yet on the S21s. The new
70,000.
P21s are like 5,000 ish right now at current prices. So I think they're estimating that the S21s will be there'll be more efficient hash and maybe like $4,000, but I haven't seen any official pricing.
Mhm.
You got me
And
excited.
big miners. Go ahead.
Oh, just to Ed's point, you got me excited when you said phase converter or three-phase power, because I actually used to sell phase converters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've started digging in a little bit more and learning more about mining, just because I think it's important to understand and critical to the space. I mean, one of the legitimate, I mean, there's a lot of illegitimate FUD that's thrown at Bitcoin, but one of the legitimate pieces is like there is definitely centralization risk in having all these ASIC miners produced in China. Like, if you don't think that's a problem, then you know you're probably just not being straightforward. Like, there are real risks. That is one of them, in my opinion. I'm less worried about like, you know, government regulation and more concerned with, you know, you've got certain centralization aspects in the production cycle of miners. One of the speculations, so there's on the Bitcoin topic, there's an undisclosed account that has been purchasing on average 100, sometimes upward of 500 Bitcoin a day, which is believed to be a nation state.
Yeah,
and yeah, so there's speculation that it might be based on the time zones when they purchase and much other things. Still speculative, you know, but speculation is that it could be one of the Arab countries. You know, they've been, I forget which one was visiting the president of El Salvador in like recent months. And then there is also speculation that it could actually be a Chinese actor. And that would be interesting considering it's like officially banned over there. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I heard that this week, Warren. I was thinking of you. That
Yeah,
would be like a really interesting power play if it was actually the Chinese secretly buying up Bitcoin.
that's an interesting case. Yeah. I mean, the Communist turf war is still fairly active. So it was Beijing shutting down Shanghai-oriented mining farms and whatnot. So there's definitely like rebel holdouts. So you're
Yeah, no, we do know there's still hashing power coming from China. It's just, it's assumed to be like rogue actors and stuff, but it'd be really interesting if like, it's like 4D chess that maybe the Chinese are doing. They're just like, haha, everything's falling apart, but fuck you. We've got like, 1% of the Bitcoin supply now. Good luck staying poor, America, since you've been selling off all of your Silk Road Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be kind of cool. And terrifying at the same time.
I mean, yeah, was it pawn shops and buy gold shops? Like if you can imagine it in the sort of, I mean, if you think of as the Pacific Ocean as like the boundary, you're seeing a lot of, poor Americans selling off gold. And people don't understand that the Shanghai Gold Exchange has some of the lowest or has the tightest liquidity for all gold markets, and they're buying like crazy on the other side of the ocean. So as you watch money fly around across the Pacific Ocean, it's kind of intense that it's a lot of transfer of hard assets from the west to the east because it's the central banks buying and major players. And the little guy is getting wiped out in the middle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be a very smart play on the part of the Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, possibly a terrifying one because it's probably not benefiting the average citizen, right?
And the ultimate like FU would be it's Xi Jinping's camp that's doing this. Like he's
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
If they grabbed all the hardware for the last 10 years, power is zero cost to him.
Yep.
And what is law enforcement's, unspoken job? It's to eliminate the competition for the incumbents, right? So if I'm running the Chinese secret police, I want all of my competitors wiped out.
Yeah. Anyway, tinfoil hat off, but I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting speculation and would be, yeah.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see who it ends up being. I think most people right now are anticipating that it is some one of the Mideast, like either Oman or one of those other countries doing it, because obviously they'd be in a position to do a lot of Bitcoin acquisition and also mining. I mean, they've got tons of energy. It's one of their main assets.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're guessing the same area. It's it's a BRICS player, and it's probably someone close to the sovereign side of things. Cool. And then thank you to Ross for this chart. Peter Schiff showed this earlier this week. But yeah, gold is peaking in every currency basically, and the most important one is the US one, of course, but we are seeing confirmation all across the board. And the yen and the Swiss franc, they're the regional safe havens of Asia and Europe respectively. So to see it peak in their respective currencies is a big deal.
Yeah, holy shit. Look at that gold and yen chart. I mean, that's wild. It's like
Thank you,
just took off.
Yeah. Rupee here, Nifty 50 money going here. Yeah. Good stuff.
Hey, Warren, question. Do you think that the rise in the price of gold right now is because a lot of people are trying to protect themselves? They're buying gold as safe haven?
Everyone's
Or is
buying.
the institution?
It's mostly institutions. For individuals,
Well, did you see that Costco article? Because I think there's some
Yeah.
individuals buying gold.
yeah, Costco, it's always sold out, and I don't have a Costco membership, so I can't play with that. But yeah, Costco sold $200 million worth of gold last month or last quarter. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's individual investor people.
Well, I think it's all. I mean, everyone, right? Everyone needs safe haven money.
It's hard to say because we don't have analytics, but look, let's just think of it this way.
Central banks.
Do you guys know anyone that's bought gold in the last 30 days?
No.
I don't. Even I
No.
don't. I sold silver in the last 30 days. Like, fuck me. But yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So individuals, I don't know anyone that's buying metal. And I was shopping around with my friends, like, hey, I need to sell this to and like, make rent. Anyone have like no one was interested in like no bites. So and that's my fairly extensive.
What about retail though, like Warren? Because like I would say that's true for Bitcoin. Like most, well, I mean, most of us Bitcoin degenerates buy Bitcoin all the fucking time. Like you don't have to ask when we're buying. The answer is yes. But usually most of us don't have any fiat, right? It's all in fucking hard asset already. But at one point when prices got all exciting, which I think it looks like that's how gold is at the moment, like speculative people will come in. And I don't know, like I know one of the things Bitcoiners track is like Google searches for Bitcoin tend to be a good analytic of like retail, sort of the YOLO crowd, right? And so I don't know if there's a similar thing for gold or not.
Well, I don't know about people buying gold, but there was a very interesting case of people robbing gold recently from a flight from Zurich, Switzerland, which I think landed in Canada, if I remember correctly, and they made off with like $30 million worth of gold.
Really?
And some other stuff too.
When did this happen?
I think it was this week.
Oh.
Just within the last few days.
Oh wow, I didn't hear about this.
How did they do that?
They presented a fake
air
document.
cargo container. Holy shit.
Currency and gold. Wow.
Well, the reason air containers aren't robbed is they're insured to the hilt. This is not a smart way to do things.
But how do they even rob an air cargo container?
Oh, it's very
They
strict.
did it by presenting a fake document.
Oh.
Saying that they were entitled to haul it off.
Wani would like detailed notes.
Yes, that's right.
We're gonna form a gang to do that, right? Let's go rob some cargo container.
We can make a movie.
Ocean 11.
We'll call it Ocean's 8, and we'll put your face on this girl.
The Easter Day heist in LA was still the best, the cash one at the cash vault.
What happened to that one?
That
He went in through the
impressive.
roof, through the wall. They didn't catch him.
Is there a cash?
Like what, 30 million or nothing?
Right. So for Wani, the idea is you don't rob the individual outlets. You wait for all the money to get to one place, and then you rob.
Right.
So this is what happened here. There's a movie that Guy Ritchie made that talks about this exact scenario, except it's Black Friday instead of Easter. It's God, what's it called? It has Clint Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood, who also trains jujitsu. Wrath of Man. Wrath of Man, it's a little dark, but if you like action thrillers, it's really on point. It's a really good movie, and it stars Jason Statham. It's not funny like Guy Ritchie's traditional movies. It's a little. This is a lot grittier.
I've seen it. My wife didn't like it. It's too dark.
It's very dark. It speaks to the darker parts of my soul, but that's not very. It's not a happy movie. Like it's a very harsh color palette. The music score is also like dark and foreboding. So it's darker. But yeah, the thesis of this was they robbed a Black Friday on the Black Friday. They actually hit a cash depot.
I just typed WRA into Google and it came up.
What?
I just
WRA,
typed
that's it?
WRA into Google search.
Oh,
Yeah.
WRA just that fast. Okay,
Oh,
recommend.
when you're listening to me.
Okay. Yeah. It's scary. But if you like cash heist movies, which I do a lot, there's a couple
I
more.
do.
Okay. Our Town is a good one with Ben Affleck. It's a more Boston centric. Oh, sorry, not Our Town, The Town. They're robbing cash trucks in Boston. It's also enjoyable.
Oh yeah, I have that movie.
This is good. And another one, if you like, is Takers. This has quite the ensemble cast that was never really well commercially. There's this mofo, what's his name? Paul Walker, this fucker. T.I., the rapper from Atlanta. This is what's his name? Hayden Christensen from Star Wars, the original Anakin loser. Chris Elba, the almost Black James Bond. He's also a DJ. And these two randoms. But this is a fairly good movie about robberies. Yeah,
I've seen it. It was a good movie.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Any other robbery movies that are good? Project Gutenberg is good. If you like, it's a Chinese robbery movie with Chow Yun-fat and Aaron Kwok, who's also really good looking and famous. It's about counterfeiting money. Yeah. And ironically, this is kind of a dumb movie, but the remade 18 movie is a good crash course into our real history of money printing plates and the ones that are outside of US possession, which is crazy. Like that's an accurate story on that end, at least. Yeah. Iran and North Korea. One of them has our printing press and the plates. One of them.
Wow.
It's like, who knows which one? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know way too much about stealing things. I mean, I grew up with thieves, so I can't help but case joints too, but I have renounced my stealing ways. The last thing I stole was from the public library at Fremont. I think I stole a pocket. It was their like, like here, oh gosh, Fremont Main Library summer reading program. Like I finished it the first day, and the reward was a Great America ticket for all of the fastest readers. And I found out where they were keeping it, and I just stole the whole box.
Oh my God, Warren.
Proudest moment, but I took like 50 of my friends to Great America.
Oh my God.
So
I would have thought you would have stolen a video about robberies.
yeah,
It would have been
To
more
learn about
ironic.
it.
oh, that was the pre-planning phase, the recon phase, I guess. No. Oh, Italian Job, the original one. I haven't seen the Italian Job original. There's an original one? Like older than the Mark Wahlberg one? Oh, the 69 version. I haven't seen that. Okay, I gotta see the 69 version.
God, I can't believe you haven't seen that.
I haven't seen the 60. I didn't know that. Okay, the new ones is okay. But yeah. And Asian girls love to drive minis, the little inline three banger. Yeah, okay. Where are we? Okay, we gotta, oh, it's 12:05. Sorry, we're taking too long. People are leaving. All right, we gotta speed up. Let's just go through the highlights. Because we gotta go eat tacos and do earnings trades. All right, let's fly through this. Lockheed Martin's getting a lot of contracts, no surprises there. I never trade defense stocks, but it's obviously a good time for that. Okay. Paxlovid. I think I've mentioned it before. One of my accounting software old bosses from like a decade ago, he took Paxlovid and gave himself a terminal kidney disease, and he requires kidney injections every 8 weeks now. What does he have? He has adrenal kidney failure, atypical or something, whatever it is, from Paxlovid. Whatever the disease is, like if you like, it's some adrenal kidney function failure. Yeah, he has this problem. So yeah, if you know anyone, for the love of God, do not let them take Pfizer's one-off COVID solution. I mean, we don't have to get into vaccine tyranny and blah blah blah, but like, I have seen zero positive things about Paxlovid.
Well, I have, because
Oh,
my father got COVID and was treated with this on the first day, and he made a full recovery from it.
okay. I mean,
So it works for most people.
oh, I don't know. I mean, I stay away from anything Pfizer related. But yeah, just be careful and do your research. And alternatives exist. Like you can get Z-Packs rush shipped to you from India at generic prices. So and hydrochloroquine as well. So yeah, just be careful, guys. Oh, what did Ross say? Watching GE right now. GE Aerospace. GE is flying. No, I don't know anything about GE. And is Jack Welch not cool? I'm not sure, because he was popular like before I started reading into finance and all that good stuff. But Jack Welch is just another MBA cost-cutting SOB, right? Loosely, I think. I'm not sure, but my SPX stuff is closing. Yay. We have lunch money. All right. Here's GE. It's trading well. But if they're killing different divisions, that's not good for future business, but it's trading well ultimately. Wow, okay. Welch is the ultimate capitalistic criminal. Okay, yeah, that's basically what I thought. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, let's fly through our headlines here. All right, I gotta show you guys this video. This was almost an idiot of the week contender, but illegal immigrants use speedboat to invade Carlsbad, the rich side of San Diego. It's ridiculous.
Well, new at 6, reporter Bill Malutian from Fox News sharing this video out of Malibu, which shows a panga full of suspected migrants landing on the beach this week. Unusual, as Malibu is more than 100 miles away from the border. Border Patrol is investigating.
It is crazy. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I'm kind of glad I don't live in San Diego, because I have a lot of friends that relocated there. It's beautiful, lots of jobs, and there's a large Asian population now. But you're close to the border. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope you guys are getting squared away with security at home. If you don't have guns, you need them. You got to buy them. This will not be pretty. Okay, so that's happening. And then again, folks, males that are my age and younger are a little concerned about the draft for obvious reasons. Hopefully I become an officer if I get drafted, because I have weapons experience and I'm a college graduate. But hopefully, yeah. Okay.
10 girls.
Huh?
10 girls.
Wait.
Half the problem with war is that we aren't sending the women, and they're just voting for it.
Yeah, that is definitely unfair, and feminists refuse to talk about it. But guys
10
like
girls right to the front line, blow their heads off.
yeah,
Stop happening.
And the-
Seriously.
And the Ukraine is bullshit, because feminism went out the window. All the women escaped to Poland and Germany, and they got new boyfriends and husbands, and the men are
Right.
fucking dying. And they expanded the upper and lower bounds of the conscription age for the males, and they're not allowed to fucking leave. And that's one of the reasons why Gonzalo Lira is dead. This this affects me. Like I have to think about this. Like it probably doesn't affect you guys, but I'm still in draftable age, and I speak the right languages and have the right skill sets to fight China. Like this is not good. I mean, not that I don't fight China, but I do not want to fight the PLA at least. Like, you know, it's just unfair for one. And
You want to be a sniper. Or you want to be the major in charge of the sniper team.
yeah, or the drone squad or something. Yeah, like you don't want to be the 11 Bravos, you know, clearing house to house. Like that's gonna be a nightmare. Even though I'd be good at it, like you don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah, Hummers. Yeah, do not buy Hummers from GM, no less, right? We talked about houses. Let's fast forward. Home sales are plunging, prices are rising, cost of capital is astronomical. No surprises there. Let's skip that. Oh, let's look at ITB really quick. Our home builder ETF. I believe this is finally rotating in my favor, I believe. Yeah, finally. Okay. Let me write that down. Swap's giving me problems, but yeah. ITB shorts. Okay. If you guys remember, ITB has a lot of like paint companies, materials, home builders, that kind of thing. Cool. And thank you, Ross. I will check out Italian Job and report back. Pivoting tech news, lots of tech news to talk about. Let's shift over to Tesla. This is one of the shittiest sides of the Mag 7. And I don't know who I dislike more, Elon or Tim Cook. Maybe Tim because he's gay. Not that I'm homophobic, but, you know, if there was a Tim Cook that wasn't gay and a one that was, I would obviously hate the gay one a little bit more. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Am I being too transparent? Maybe. Can Swap cooperate with us? Tesla. And just to keep gay sex in perspective, gay sex is so dangerous. You have to take life and mind-altering drugs to not die from AIDS and whatnot, and HPV and all the other stuff that they have to take. That might be a clue that your lifestyle is not conducive with biology if it keeps trying to kill you. Just FYI.
Tesla is announcing on Tuesday or Wednesday next week?
Who's Tuesday?
When is Tesla announcing? Tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Next week, I believe. Tesla
Earnings?
Yeah.
Earnings? 23rd.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, next week. Yeah. Okay, so I found a cool meme to start off with.
That
All
about
right.
sums it up, I think.
Yeah, you get the idea. Okay. All right. So what's happening? There's a leaked memo that Tesla will lay off up to 20% of their workforce. 10% is already confirmed. So 20 is on the other side. And why is this happening? Are you asking? Maybe being stupid with the Cybertruck was also a good reason. And the robo-taxi idea is idiocy. And Rob and I were talking about this last night. There's an asymmetrical risk with robo-taxis. Who the fuck is gonna rent out their $40,000 EV and let it float out there and get damaged and come back, all messed up? That's just never gonna happen. Like Airbnb's tried to do this, and it's been a terrible and broken model. And but yeah, this is a great little article to summarize all the shenanigans. So yeah, let's go to the charts really quick, and then we'll take a look at the latest departure of senior staff. But yeah, I've been shorting Tesla kind of nonstop, just squeezing them. On balance volume is just, sell off cities. So it's just been easy money. if you're not paying for your tacos with Tesla money, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, look at this. It's a lot of uncertainty on momentum, and it's been below the zero line for huge chunks of the last 90 days. And no one's like, just look at the chart. It's not doing anything. You could sell it, you could sell the upside blind and just watch Tesla fall apart. So yeah, NIO and Tesla have been like my two auto go-tos for shorts lately. It's been really fun. Okay, cool. And with that, oh, thank you, Flaw, for all the earnings. Thank you. We'll run that through the screener in just a second. And but yeah, let's look at the senior staff that have decided to leave.
Do you know, any company that's got that many years of not laying people off has 10% of the population that should leave. Hey, especially if people are over 55 and have already banked their, winnings.
Spoken like a true management consultant.
Well, no, I mean, seriously.
No, I'm with you.
I mean, I manage people and yeah,
I'm with you.
I had to like lay people off because there was a quota, but if you haven't had layoffs for a lot of years, it's easy to find 10%.
Yeah, you should always be trimming fat, right? This isn't like non-performers need to go. Cut your losers, ride your winners, right? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, let's see. Here is the divergent.
That theory is it's asymmetric.
Say what? Can you repeat that, Rob?
The problem with that theory, which comes straight out of Jack Welch at GE, is it's asymmetric. So if you're going to do the 10% game, and I'm fine with you doing it, just be honest. Hand the CEO a 10-sided die. Every time they whack 10%, he rolls it. If his number comes up, he's gone too.
Right.
And you do that at every level of management all the way down. You're going to find out that a lot of management says, oh, well, I can help Joey become a better individual contributor. Maybe he's not really a C player. Maybe I should actually do my job and make sure people are in the jobs that they need to be in.
There's another way too, which is to hire good and don't hire enough. Have a job environment where you're 110% loaded.
That would work. I want management accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it depends on how many years between. If you grind through staff on a regular basis, every 2 years you lay off 10%, you're hosing the world. I mean, that's just not cool. When you have R&Rs, then you're supposed to identify at least 10% of your people to mark up, and they'll be gone in 3 years.
Yeah, and R&Rs always avoid doing the same exact thing to the senior VP.
Yeah.
Which is why it's asymmetric, because now what happens is everyone in management figures it out and this is actually what happened at Cisco Systems, because John Chambers bowed to the feet of Welch and said, ooh, this is a good idea. You're so smart. Your sentences are short and no big words. So he started doing this. And what happens is word gets around on the hiring end that you are a company that does this, which is what happened at Cisco. And then they went around and the managers were like, wait a minute, are you telling me if I get rid of this guy, I got to go find and hire a guy? I can't hire a guy. They know we're going to be nuking them. So then, because we all know that the R&R game is loaded and it's not objective, what happens is the managers start moving it around and they go to their employees and they say, hey, I'm sorry, you're not really our bottom 10%, but it's your turn this quarter. And then they just walk the way around their circle so that way no one ever is at the bottom 10% 2 quarters in a row, and then they don't actually have to have layoffs.
Yeah.
And when upper management at Cisco hears about this, they get apoplectic because they're just shown to be the bastards they are.
We called it the rolling fuck. Somebody always got fucked.
Exactly.
And I tell you, Rob, you had the Cisco experience and I had the Juniper experience. And when Juniper hired ex-Cisco management, it fucked us over.
Well, that's where they learned it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so then it got even more toxic over the years at Amazon, where managers at Amazon, hiring managers at Amazon, will hire people specifically for this purpose.
I've seen that too. That's horrible.
They
And so-
also hold people on pips 100% of the time. They're always on a pip, so that you can justify anything.
I've been there.
So I'm a big fan of this as long as management does it too. But they won't.
Management is royalty.
Exactly.
So the people under the CEO is royal, as long as they can point a gun and shoot people and stab them in the back, then they're management potential.
That's 100% right. And there
C-suite.
and a sword from a bint in the water is no basis for government.
No. And then when people really do screw up, you can't write them up because you're going to lose them. I mean, it breaks everything.
Okay, here's the two mofos that just left Tesla. So it's this guy. This guy has been with Tesla since I left high school. It is kind of crazy. So he started in 06 as an engineering grunt, and then he focused on powertrains and became powertrain titan himself. And he's like, fuck you, Elon, and left.
So what about the CEO who left? He's gone missing. No one can find him.
CEO that left? What do you mean?
Yeah, I think his name's like Elon or something.
Elon. No, he's microdosing in Austin. He's hiding in his little tiny house. And here's our Guju homeboy, Rohan Patel, who left. His resume reads really weird. All right, so it doesn't get it. So pre-med and music from Northwestern, and his first job was the Iowa State Senate. Who the hell does that? And then the what? Director of a voting committee or something. And then next job is Obama. Well, how do you fly that fast? Like this guy is connected better than Sheryl Sandberg, whose resume reads impossibly as well. This guy goes straight from college to the White House. Like it makes no sense.
It's dirty money.
Yeah, and then look, he's public policy and business development. And like, why is this Guju mofo here? Like, I don't get it. Patel is a Western Indian last name. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so there's the two players. Who's the CFO at Tesla? That's usually the office that gets the revolving door treatment. Let's find this mofo. CFO, who are you? The next to get fired. Oh, if we had more time, we can look up the rating stock options of those two mofos. Who's the CFO? Here we go.
Do we have anything else that's good?
Who?
I closed all my trades a long time ago.
I have to put on new ones. Okay, so this guy, oh, he's from Solar City, PwC Solar City. Okay. Yeah. Another Indian executive. Well, I guess that makes sense. You wouldn't see Chinese executives for fear of everything.
Some of these guys just cash out. You know, if you got your $10 million, this GM will hire you or something.
But yeah, he started with the Big Four in India, in Delhi, and then did a good job, got promoted to San Jose. Like this guy works hard for sure. Yeah, I mean, this guy looks like he's come up the ranks the hard way, and from India no less. Like, goddamn. But I'd imagine his job is not fun because he gets to see how the sausage is made. He might know some of my friends, looks like. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Sweet tea. What the fuck? What the fuck? I need to talk to this guy. Okay. Okay, so that's Tesla. Okay, we're running out of time. We got to speed up. Sorry, having too much fun. Google's fucking around as well. Some like 20 folks protested their big Israeli project, and they all got fired. It's kind of sad. Zuckerberg sold off a lot. You know what? I'm gonna look up the Tesla stuff later. I'll report back. Tesla options on two execs. Okay.
Now that blows me away. $500 million in shares. That's a big number.
Yeah. We're running out of time, but I will also look up Zuck's remaining stuff. And maybe I should report on all of the Titans, you know, from Larry Ellison to all the known mofos.
They're all getting out.
Right. I just want to prove this. And I saw this trend with Bill Gates' fake divorce, because foundations in divorce law are actually favorable companions or bedfellows. So yeah. And then Bezos has been selling off too. So I think everyone is. So
Yeah, everybody's getting into some hard asset or something.
right. So I just want to prove that and encourage people to short the market or something. So yeah. I mean, you don't have to short the market. You just go long metal and be safer. But yeah.
We just say that Bill Gates created COVID and take all this land.
I mean, if they can take Trump's buildings, why can't we take Bill Gates' shit, right? All right. Fair is fair, right? All right. Here's ASML. All right, let's take a look. All right. Sales to China surge ahead of export controls. Like these effing Dutchies want to do business with the Chinese. Like that is disgusting. But they are the Dutch. You know, if you know anything about Dutch history and the British East in the East India Dutch Trading Company days, like yeah, they, you know, what's the Shylock quote? All money is green. I would disagree, but obviously I'm not running ASML. So yeah. So yeah, they can't front run with China's orders anymore. So I'm surprised that it was such a big percent of their sales. But yeah, ASML is learning the same thing that Apple and Tesla are right now. Okay, cool. Here are the largest US companies by headcount. And there's also the stress index, which is dividing gross revenue by headcount. Then you can compare companies and figure out how much bureaucratic stress there is. We used to do this metric at Zoho, and it was very depressing because Indians don't pay a lot. Good times. But yes, the big dog is Walmart, Amazon, UPS, Home Depot. What's Concentrix? Target, Kroger, United Healthcare, Berkshire, Starbucks, Marriott. What's Cognizant? Okay, yeah. Okay, cool stuff there. Volkswagen, Eurozone sales suck. No surprises there. Logistic companies are hit in the US. I think this is Midwest and East Coast centric. Yeah, Michigan. Okay. Michigan Universal Logistics laid off a couple hundred employees. That's really sad. So a lot of warehouse workers, forklift operators, dock workers, clerical folks, like it's the working poor. It's rough. So we will see more of this. Shout out to France. I think Linda's on our call, right? Eurobus has beaten Boeing in a big way for deliveries, and I think this trend will continue over time. So yeah. Oil and commodities, the tin market is squeezing. So it's going to be a commodities supernova all across the board. So cocoa, coffee, crude, copper, gold, silver, all of this stuff. And for our Bronze Age enthusiasts, here's tin and copper, effectively, right? All right, cool. Nickel and aluminum as well. That's more on the Russian side. We have our Iranians here. Gold is having a very nice day. Let's just fast forward to some of the charts. At the local level, premiums have gone slightly down. And the metal price has gone so much that I think dealers don't mind because you're moving more volume. Or I mean, you're making so much money on the initial gains that you don't really worry about the spread as much. But yeah, let's look at gold versus the 10-year real rates and gold ETFs here. So we're seeing a divergence here between bonds and gold, at least. So here's the 10 years right here, and then gold. So obviously there's a wealth gap, and should definitely rotate into the better asset class here, at least between bonds and gold. And then here's gold versus gold ETFs. So gold price in blue, black is ETFs. And yeah, ETFs are still trailing behind. And even worse are silver ETFs and silver miners. So there's a lot of opportunity there for a bump up. But I think right now we have to wait for the next pullback for the precious metals market. It's really overheated. So let it consolidate, let ATR drop and form a new base. All right, cool. And as reported earlier, central banks are buying up a lot of gold. It's not really individuals, but the big boys. And
Wow.
yeah. Well, this is just a spot. This is not buying.
I just looked at the daily. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's a lot. High volatility. It's good. It's good for me. Okay, cool. Let's shift to China news. Lots of fun stuff here. There's a lot of devaluation pressure on the RMB due to all of the money printing, and all of that M2 floppiness needs to land somewhere. They cannot hold this 7.2 mark for any longer. So in the coming months, you're going to see this spike. All right, let's fast forward to the China news. Apple sales are down due to more competition from Huawei and a weaker just weaker domestic Chinese consumption in general. And China is ultimately not buying a lot of treasuries. No surprises there. China's stocking up on a lot of oil because you need to conduct war with oil. And again, people don't believe me. Like they don't understand the Chinese point of view with Taiwan. Do or die, they will take Taiwan. It is not up for a debate or a discussion. And I'm repeating Shanghai communist quotes from like 10 years ago. And Beijing is even more extreme than the Shanghai factions. So you can bet your ass that Taiwan will be invaded. Unfortunately. It's just how they view these things. Like the commie worldview, like I was there. So yeah. Okay. Weaker Q1 consumption figures. We can look at the chart here. Yeah, GDP again, this is a bullshit number. We all understand that. Yeah, we don't have to delve too deep into this. But let's look at the other headlines as well, and we'll go to the Chinese stocks themselves since we're running out of time. There is a change of sort of foreign sentiment. So it is swinging out of the US favor a bit. So the most pro-US are the Philippines, Vietnam, Singapore, Myanmar, Cambodia, and then everyone else, not so much. So pro-China is Malaysia, ironically, Indonesia, Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia. And I feel like these players are being squeezed. They don't really have options because their neighbors are right there. And you worry about USA a little bit less when there's a big junkyard dog next to you, I guess. So, yeah. Cool. But yeah, let's take a quick glance at Chinese stocks. And let's look at NEO, which has been my best China short for the last couple of weeks. And this has two great trends that I like. The collapse of Shanghai and the collapse of the EVs and the collapse of commie interests. So looking at this chart, this is one of the worst performing Chinese tech or EV stocks. It's been in sell-off city nonstop for several months, not just this 90-day window that we're seeing. And as you can see, it's a perfect dog. It just goes down. It's beautiful. It has momentary blips up, and you can just short it and let it jump off a taller building. It's been beautiful. And yeah, more pain to follow. And let's look at the sector leader, of course, which is Alibaba. This is the biggest, most liquid Shanghai affiliated tech stock. And these guys are marked for death. Cool. Trading at a cool 68, 69. I'm still trying to talk numerous friends out of owning Alibaba positions. And it's come to a point where like one of my friends refused to talk to me over this. Like, Warren, you keep talking about this shit. I'm like, why are you investing with fucking murderers? But like, okay, but yeah. Not only are you losing money, but you're also sponsoring literal mass murders. Like, I don't know why you would do that. Maybe that tells me more about that person than I realized. Okay, wouldn't be surprised. Okay, cool. But yeah, here's Alibaba. And there are some inflows, but the price action doesn't really seem to reflect any usefulness out of inflows. Cool. So that's the market for you guys. We can pause here. I'll stop the recording.